みなさん、こんにちは。Fallout4を専門チャンネルへようこそ。このチャンネルは、月、水、金曜日の22時に、Fallout4の PC 版だけで6000時間以上プレイしているおじさんが、主にFallout4のモッドで遊んでいる動画を公開しております。さて、自由博物館にやってきましたが、ゲートをつけたりしたコンコードですが、その中で湧くレーダーはイマーシブじゃないですね。まあ、それは置いといて、ジェイクに会いに行きましょう。ああ、それと、ジェイクが死んだ場合は、今後はルーペが代わりに行動するようです。
Ah, there you are. Got some good news. With Magnuson's help, we deciphered the holotape we found in 111. We can now make more advanced ASAMs. In fact, I already built one. Saying that, and I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but between you and me, I get a little tired of all this mystery and intrigue. Sure, he's helping us, but I wish Madison would just stop drip-feeding us stuff. Just tell us everything we need to know already, so we can get on with things.
That is precisely why I asked you to come here.
Oh, Doctor! I didn't realize you were... wait, how are you...
Didn't mean to startle. To make our discussion a bit less cumbersome, I've commandeered what remains of the museum's PA system. And, considering what it is I have to say, I thought this museum an appropriate venue. Now, shall we begin?
Please do.
The reason I asked you here is, well, there are certain topics I've avoided discussing or have intentionally sidestepped whenever you made mention of them. But before we go any further, these topics are things you need to know, and I believe that I can now trust you with this knowledge. So, to that end, I shall reveal to you who it is that employs the Gunners. But before that, I must explain to you about Project Selene and the Ingram tape technology the Gunners seek.
Who are the Gunners working for?
I can tell you're eager, and I will tell you, but first, you need an understanding of my project and the Ingram tape technology.
What can you tell me about this project?
Yes, Project Selene. Many saw the end of the world coming, and many made attempts to preserve something of what was, be that resources, data, people. My attempt was Project Selene, a self-sustained habitat for humanity, built upon the surface of the moon. A lunar colony! I knew I could do it. I just needed funding so I could develop the technology to pull it off. That's where Robco came in. With their financial support, I successfully developed the tech that would guide the construction of the lunar colony's complex infrastructure.
You're talking about ASAMs, aren't you? So that's what you made them for.
Yes, ASAMs. It's with Robco's backing that I was able to create them. Real ASAMs, mind you, not these phony baloney knockoffs you've been using.
It sounds like you were really making a difference.
If events had transpired differently, perhaps I could have made a difference. However, before I could even construct a rocket to launch the first payload of ASAMs to the lunar surface, Robco double-crossed me. They cut my funding, took the ASAMs, and kicked me to the curb. Cut adrift, and with time against me, I sought salvation from a devil. In order to salvage Project Selene, I made a deal with Vault Tech. They got my project back on track and facilitated the production of the Ingram tapes.
Who are the Gunners working for?
Before I answer that, you need to know about the Ingram tapes.
Can you tell me more about this technology?
The Ingram tapes were my answer to managing something as sophisticated as my Project Selene. Initially, I tried using computers for the task, but they lacked the ability to solve problems creatively. After that, I tried robots, but operating individually, they simply weren't clever enough. And when networked, their personalities became unstable. So in the end, I settled on using an AI. It presented the best option, and lacked the drawbacks of the previous methods.
Hold on, AI? As in an artificial intelligence. You sure don't half-ass things, do you?
I needed the best, which is why I constructed the AI using a copy of my own mind. It took some time, but everything I am was copied and downloaded to 5 tapes. These were the Ingram tapes.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm impressed.
My goal is not to impress, but to clarify just how important these tapes are, how valuable they'd be to someone like the gunner's employer. You see, collectively, the Ingram tapes hold the total sum of my experiences, knowledge, and personality. They're a virtual treasure trove of information. And as if that were not enough, the tapes are also the key to the operation of Project Selene.
Not now. Let's talk later.
We haven't the time for this. Return as soon as you're able.
Let's hear it.
Are you prepared to learn about my project, the Ingram tapes, and the identity of those employing the gunners?
Who are the gunners working for?
Would it surprise you to learn that you've already met them? They're the ones who came to my rescue when Robco stabbed me in the back. They offered you and your family the chance to survive nuclear annihilation. Yes, that's right. The gunners, they work for Vault-Tec.
Wait, Vault-Tec?
Yes, you heard me right. Vault-Tec. You didn't truly believe them gone, did you? That they'd simply allowed themselves to be blown to Kingdom Come when the bombs fell?
But... Vault-Tec? How is that even... I mean... Where have they been all this time? I never seen them around anywhere. How could they have survived?
You want to know where Vault-Tec is? Look to the memorial in front of you, or better yet, just look up at the night sky. Vault-Tec provided me everything I needed to bring Project Selene to fruition, also that they could snatch it away for themselves. And so, for 2 whole centuries, Vault-Tec have been hiding themselves away, safe and sound, in my lunar colony.
I guess it does make sense.
I appreciate you being receptive. It'll make what's to come less difficult.
Okay, I can accept that the gunners are working for Vault-Tec. But back in 111, you said the gunners were hired to locate, secure, and then deliver Ingram tapes to their employer. Now, I know you said they're important, but there's gotta be more to it. If Vault-Tec already has a whole lunar colony, why are they making the gunners tear apart the Commonwealth? In order to find a bunch of tapes?
Because Luna Colony needs the Ingram tapes in order to function. Without the tapes to regulate and sustain its systems, the colony is on the brink of catastrophic system failure. I'll admit, I'm at a loss as to how Vault-Tec has kept things running for as long as they have, but their time is up. Luna Colony has begun its collapse. And without the means to return to Earth, if Luna Colony perishes, so will Vault-Tec. That is why they are so eager to acquire those tapes.
That's a lot to process.
I know you and Vault-Tec have history, Doc, but are they really our enemy? I mean, it's been the gunners who've...
The gunners are following orders from Vault-Tec. Ultimately, Vault-Tec are responsible for this war, and make no mistake, they are your enemy. Listen, the reason I've told you all this is not to scare you, but so you can fully comprehend what you're up against. You've become a potent hindrance to the gunners and their employer. The gunners have already located 4 of the Ingram tapes, and if you thought this war you found yourself in was bad now, If Vault Tech get their hands on all 5 tapes, they'll have all they need to ensure you never hinder them again. That is why it's imperative we use atomic rain as soon as we can. Wipe the gunners out before they have a chance to fulfill their contract. It's the only way to guarantee the safety of yourself and the Commonwealth.
I understand what you're saying.
I am glad you comprehend the magnitude of this. The moment for us to strike is now. For the sake of everyone, we must bring this crisis to an end.
Don't worry, Doc. We hear you. When it comes to ending this war, we're all on the same page.
We've spoken long enough. It's time for you to move out.
Tell me the next step then.
Proceed to the USAF station where you found the comm hub, and then I'll direct you in the assembly of the supercomputer. Magnuson out.
Huh. Guess that's the history lesson over with. Still, Vault Tech. Did not see that coming. But does kind of make sense, if it's true.
He doesn't strike me as the dishonest type.
Anyway, looks like Magnuson wants us to go to Olivia. Come on, let's go get this computer built. Lead on and I'll follow.
ああ、話が長い。オリビアって何回行けば気が済むんだろう。
Hostiles inside. We'll need to take them out.
I'm gonna be jumping at the goddamn shadows next. How are we supposed to fight when I can barely see me hands in front of me face?
Light him up! And that's how it's done.
Crack at the gear.
見えない壁がある。クラフト系のモッドのせいかと思っていたけど、今回一つもインストールしてないから、どうも SS2 のせいのようだ。
Playing games with me, huh? God. Come on out. I'll make it nice.
Magnuson here. You should be at Olivia by now. I trust all is well.
Yeah, everything's fine, Doc. We're good to go. So this is where we're building the computer, right? Did you hijack atomic rain?
Yes, that's right. We'll be utilizing Olivia's satellite dish. Before the war, I dispatched the comm hub here for similar reasons. Regrettably, the bombs fell before the hub could be connected. But let us not fixate on past failures. Instead, we should focus on assembling the supercomputer. That is, if your chief is ready.
Let's get this thing built.
Indeed. Let's get started. Mr. Evans, you brought the enhanced ASAM I requested you fabricate, correct?
Oh, yeah. Got it right here.
Good. Now, this may be a tad more complicated than you're accustomed to. Nonetheless, I'll guide you as best as I can. First, take the improved ASAM and position it on a nearby surface. The sensor should then scan the vicinity for equipment and materials we can utilize.
This sure brings back memories. Here, catch. Seems only right you should be the one to do the honors.
I'd appreciate if you didn't toss around the delicate equipment.
Oh, go ahead. Put the ASM down on that desk there. Seems the best place for it.
アホな私は、マーク2センサーを一生懸命探していますが、実際に置く必要はありません。
I wonder if there's a button that can get us the head out of here.
机も違っている。こっちの机を選択するだけでいいんだよ。
Leave that junk behind. You're just wasting space.
Now, pay close attention, adhere to my instructions, and we'll have this supercomputer built in no time at all.
Hold on. Can't quite get this recorded. Ah, there. One satellite controlling supercomputer made to order. I think we're done. Whew. That was definitely more complicated than using a regular ASAM. But still, surprisingly simple. Madison sure came up with something special when he invented ASAMs. Really do allow you to build some miraculous things.
Obviously, the man was brilliant to come up with something like this.
Speaking of, we were meant to contact the doctor when we were done working on the computer. He said there's still one thing left to do. But before that, I was wondering if we could take a moment to talk.
Sure. Tell me what's on your mind.
Well, it kind of feels we're coming to the end of things. Don't you think? Once we turn this computer on, one way or another, the war's gonna soon be over. I suppose I was just thinking, knowing what you know now, if you had the chance to go back to when we first met, would you do it all again? You know, ASAMs, settlements, taking on the gunners, forming our own group. Putting up with Aiden. Knowing how hard it's been. Would you still choose to do it all?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I suppose that's why you're the one in charge. If only we could all have your level of self-assurance. But you know what? Asking myself the same question, I think I would do it all again. And not just because of Laura, but because I've realized the hard times, they're what reveals the kind of person you really are. And if it turns out you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, well, now you've got a chance to change that.
The ability to change and adapt is a fundamental part of being human.
Yeah, I think so too. I came to the Commonwealth to find my kid, but I ended up finding a heck of a lot more. I found good people, a group that I care about, a cause worth fighting for. And I found myself. All because of the hard times. And also, I found my best friend too. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I would do it all again. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, didn't I? But I meant every word of it. Anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand, shall we?
Thanks for sharing that with me.
All right. Time to let Magnuson know what we're up to. That radio on the desk there should be linked to the doc's comm frequency. Use it to let him know we're ready to continue.
You finished assembling the supercomputer, yes? But a few more steps, and atomic rain will be under our command, and the gunners will bother you no more.
Everything is in place. It's ready to go when we are.
Excellent. There's only one thing left to do. The supercomputer must be linked to the comm hub, or array, as you now call it.
That might be a problem, Doc. You see, the comm array ain't exactly as portable as it used to be. I'm not sure we could get it here.
I know that. Did you think the use of an ASAM sensor in building the supercomputer was solely for ease of construction?
Of course not.
Physical relocation of the array will not be necessary. The supercomputer's integrated ASAM will enable remote connection.
Oh, of course. Right. Why didn't I think of that?
Once the array is linked, I'll be able to broadcast Atomic Rain's access codes from my lab to the comm array. The codes will then be decrypted by the supercomputer before being relayed via Olivia's transmitter to the Atomic Rain satellites themselves. And then we'll finally have access to Atomic Rain's nuclear arsenal.
Can you tell me more about this technology?
The Atomic Rain program was a project of mine, before Selene, when I still held the misconception that a nuclear holocaust could be averted. I'd wager the only satellites still functioning are the ones I built and sent to orbit myself. The project was an unmitigated disaster.
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Very well. I shall initiate the link-up procedure. First, I'll establish a direct radio connection between my lab's mainframe and the comm array. There we are. Next, linking the array to the supercomputer. And it is done. Verifying connection stability and... Hello? What is this?
I know that sound.
That noise. We shouldn't be hearing that. It's the ASAM boot-up frequency. It's a dummy broadcast, used only during initialization. It calculates the position of all ASAMs and any connected radio signals. Oh no. The comm array! Have you made any modifications to it recently? Answer me!
No. I mean, when we found the hub, we made some repairs, swapped out a few components, then we rebuilt it into the comm array. Maybe installed an upgrade or two, but nothing recent, nothing we don't already know about.
Software! Have you installed any new software?
No, nothing. The only thing recently was a holotape recording from the gunners, but I checked it. It was clean. It was just a recording.
A recording alone wouldn't trigger this kind of behavior. Unless the parts used to repair the comm hub. Where did they come from?
The Commonwealth Regional Headquarters for Voltec. They had this basement there, and it was full of...
Voltec! Of course! You used parts from their comm hub facsimile, didn't you? That explains how they did it.
Stay calm. There's no need to panic.
The comm array. It's been bugged by the gunners. They've likely been monitoring our conversations ever since you inserted that holotape.
Are you in danger?
That is a distinct possibility. I just connected my laboratory's mainframe to the bugged comm array. If the gunners are even half awake, they'll have traced my radio signal by now, pinpointing my exact location. I may be in considerable danger.
Okay, that's not good. But maybe the gunners weren't paying attention. You could still intercept their communications, right? Find out what they know?
Yes, I'm already working on it. Stand by. I'm patching us in.
It's Alpha Golf. Ready, con. Notify Captain Lamont. Magnus's position has been... Final engram tape location confirmed. Case Quincy. Repeat. Quick. Troops ready to...
Blast it all! The gunners, Voltec, they've discovered my whereabouts. They know I'm in Quincy, and they know I possess the last engram tape. I don't know how they found out, but they know I have it, and they're coming to take it. You must help me.
Of course I'll help you.
Dr. Magnuson, transmit the atomic rain launch codes, and we could hit the gunners before.
Don't you understand? It's too late for that. I'd bet 8 of my 12 PhDs they're listening to this very conversation. I can't risk transmission. Even if we use atomic rain to destroy the gunners, by transmitting the access codes, we'd just be handing them over to Vault-Tec. And with those codes, they're more than capable of commandeering atomic rain for themselves. And they'd use those satellites to destroy us out of pure spite.
Then, what do we do? How do we stop them?
I say we attack.
Hey, but that's what we're already trying to do.
Listen, we can't use atomic rain, but you also cannot allow the gunners to get their hands on the last Ingram tape. If they deliver it to their employer, the entire sum of my knowledge would be at their disposal, and that includes the atomic rain launch codes. For the sake of me, yourself, the Commonwealth, and dare I say the entirety of mankind, you must stop them.
No pressure, huh?
A lot of lives are depending on us.
I have a plan, but our line of communication is no longer secure. Return to your headquarters, and I will find a way to instruct you further. Magnuson, out.
Come on, let's head back to HQ.
You're gonna drag that junk around. If anyone came through here recently, they haven't left a trace in all this dust.
まだクインシーに行かないんだね。
Hey there.
Oh, hey, Chief. All the department heads are in a meeting. Seemed important. They're probably waiting for you.
Yes. Hey.
So, you ready to get this show on the road?
A pleasure to see you again, sir.
Whose name I should not be saying on the air. He was supposedly
おお、
rescued by
やっと終わりが近づいたんだね。動画のナンバーは100までに終わるのかな。いつも高評価、そしてチャンネル登録ありがとうございます。とても励みになっております。
hopefully deserve it. Hey, how about some Bob Cross?
いやー、モッドって本当にいいものですね。最後までご視聴ありがとうございました。